This chilling tale was crafted from the terrifying images of the one and only King Zombie. A special thanks for allowing these nightmares to come to life. The faded photograph showed a Victorian-era family standing stiffly before their manor. Their hollow eyes seemed to follow the viewer, their smiles frozen in unnatural grimaces. The child in the center clutched a porcelain doll, its cracked face mirroring her own. When the light shifted, the figure's positions changed. The father's hand now rested on his daughter's shoulder, his fingers elongated like claws. The wallpaper behind him pulsed faintly, as if breathing. By midnight, the family had vanished from the photo entirely, leaving only the doll, its painted lips now curled into a smirk. The glass felt warm to the touch. A narrow hallway stretched into darkness, its peeling walls oozing black mold. The floorboards creaked without pressure, groaning as if something heavy dragged itself beneath them. A single light flickered at the far end, illuminating a silhouette too tall to be human. It swayed, its limbs bending at impossible angles before skittering into the shadows. The air reeked of rotting meat, and wet footprints appeared on the floor, small, child-sized, but with elongated toes. The light bulb shattered. In the sudden blackness, cold breath tickled the back of a neck that hadn't been there a second before. The porcelain doll lay discarded in the corner, one glass eye shattered. Its lace dress was stained with something dark and flaky. When examined, the doll's head rotated slowly, its remaining eye rolling to fix on the observer. The cracks in its face widened, splitting into a grin too wide for its delicate features. From within the hollow body, a wet, gurgling laughter bubbled up. The doll's fingers twitched, then clawed at the floor, dragging itself forward. Its porcelain skin peeled away in patches, revealing raw, pulsing flesh beneath. The laughter grew louder, echoing from empty rooms. The bloody handprint ***. A crimson handprint smeared the bathroom mirror, fingers splayed in panic. The sink faucet dripped thick, dark liquid, filling the basin with a metallic stench. The reflection showed the room behind, but the door, slightly ajar in reality, stood wide open in the glass. A shadow lurked there, its elongated fingers curling around the frame. The handprint on the mirror began to bleed anew, trickling downward in jagged streaks. The shadow stepped closer, its face pressing against the glass from the other side, warping the surface like melting wax. The faucet turned itself on full blast, water now blood red. The figure stood at the foot of the bed, its form a void darker than the surrounding night. It had no face, only a gaping maw stretching ear to ear, lined with needle-like teeth. The sheets grew damp with a sickly sweat as the thing leaned closer, its breath reeking of open graves. The victim's scream lodged in the throat, silenced by an invisible force. The shadow's fingers, too many and too long, pressed into their chest, sinking through flesh without breaking skin. A whisper echoed, ** you're already mine. ** Then the figure dissolved, leaving behind a corpse-like coldness. The basement door swung open on its own, revealing a yawning black pit. A foul, wet draft slithered upward, carrying the sound of something scraping against concrete. The stairs groaned under unseen weight, each step creaking in sequence, closer and closer. A faint giggle floated up, high-pitched and wrong. The door slammed shut, then rattled violently, as if something was trying to break out. Dark liquid seeped from the cracks, forming tendrils that crawled across the floor toward the nearest living thing. The giggling became a chorus, and the door's handle began to turn, slowly, deliberately. The possessed girl. The girl sat upright in bed, her eyes milky white, her mouth slack. Her head rotated mechanically toward the observer, neck bones popping. A guttural voice, too deep for her small frame, growled from her throat. Her fingers contorted, nails blackening and lengthening into talons. The walls around her bled, dripping crimson onto her nightgown. She levitated, limbs jerking like a marionette's, before her jaw unhinged with a sickening crack. A swarm of flies erupted from her gaping mouth, buzzing in a swirling cloud that formed words, ** join us. ** Then she collapsed, her body folding impossibly into the shadows. The last photo showed the house, now decrepit and overgrown. Every window reflected the same pale face, its eyes hollow, its grin splitting cheek to cheek. The front door hum ajar, a dark hand beckoning from within. The grass withered where shadowy figures emerged, their limbs fused together in a grotesque parade. The sky rained maggots, clinking against the roof like hail. As the photo burned at the edges, the face in the windows mouthed, ** you're next. ** The flames revealed hundreds of faces screaming beneath the wallpaper, all previous victims, trapped forever. The ashes spelled out a name, yours. A special thanks to the incredibly talented King Zombie for these haunting visuals. Don't forget to subscribe.